So it looks like something is missing. Stay tuned to find out what has happened to our goldfish. Hey everyone, Sheila here from lifewithpetsgci.com. So as you saw, we have a tank missing from our collection. We have actually rehomed our goldfish and also the tank. We decided that we wanted to do some changes and make some big changes in our personal life, but also to do with the channel, and unfortunately that involved the goldfish going. Now we do still have one of them and I'm going to go show you him now. So they have all gone except for our Oranda bellfin. And the reason we kept him, as many of you know, he has some major swimming issues. And so we just felt that we didn't want to rehome into somebody who may not understand those issues or that may not cater to them. And so for the time being, he is in this 10-gallon tank, which yes, is way too tiny, but I am actually just running an experiment with him. And he's been in this tank now for approximately a week, and since going in here he hasn't had any swimming issues whatsoever. Now I don't know whether that is simply because the tank obviously is a lot smaller, so he's not swimming as much, or whether because the tank is much shallower than a 55-gallon, whether the pressure is not as much for him, and that helps also. I'm not really sure because we haven't changed his diet, we haven't done anything differently, and I am so pleased that he's not having any issues. Now obviously I don't think he can stay in here long term. I do think we're probably going to get him a 20-gallon long and put him in there, and I hope that we have the same success with him in there. But for the time being, he is going to stay in here while I continue to run the experiment, just to see if it might just be he's been on a good week and he suddenly starts developing the issues again. So I want to give it time before changing him up again. He does seem very, very happy in this tank. He's very interactive with us. He's hand feeding and he's nowhere near as skittish as he was in the 55-gallon. I was very worried that he was going to miss Ollie because him and Ollie were absolutely inseparable. However, there hasn't been really any recognition that anybody's gone, although we have been giving him a lot of extra attention. So I don't know whether that has helped. But this guy is just, as you can see, going crazy because he wants feeding. So I'm going to drop in a cube of food, there we go, so he can have something to eat. He does love his bloodworms. I would say that's probably one of his favorite foods, and he will eat all those up, and then once it all drops to the bottom as well, or what bits do get to the bottom, then he does spend the time sifting through the sand. Now because this tank is so small for him, then I am having to do daily water changes, but he has always been a fish that absolutely loves water changes, so he thrives on them, so I don't need to worry about that too much. But I do about 60 to 70% every day, and that is a big commitment. However, obviously his well-being and welfare is my primary concern, and so that is what we need to do to make sure that the water parameters stay good. In this size of tank with such a large goldfish and all the waste that they produce, then I don't think that the filtration would keep up, that you could get away with the typical once a week or twice a week. So just to make sure that all is good for him, I've been doing them daily. I have been testing the water and it is all good, so I am going to see at some point if I can go to every other day, but for the time being I'm just wanting to give him nice clean water. And also, with there being quite a lot of the mystery snails in here, we've got the ivory and the blue ones, then obviously they do produce a lot of waste as well. With all that said, it does need more than your typical water changes anyway, and so I just think that every day it works for me right now, and hopefully I can go to maybe every other day, or maybe to every, 2 to 3 times a week, who knows. But we will be changing his tank up once I'm sort of done and happy with how he's settled, and then we'll go from there. So the other goldfish actually went to our local store, and they are building a brand new, very large store, and so he is going to be using them in his feature goldfish tank. So I am really pleased about that. He has no plans to sell them, and so they should live a very nice life in their new tank that is actually currently being built. So I was very, very sad to let them go, especially Ollie. That was very, very difficult. The babies, the offspring that we bred as well, that was difficult. However, we did just need to pare things down a little bit, and the goldfish tank was the one that required a lot of work, a lot of water changes, and so that was the tank that we decided that we needed to let go. It was very, very sad, and I am still glad that we do have one goldfish, because we do absolutely love the goldfish. It is just that, like I say, we just had to change things up somewhat, and it was the goldfish we decided to do that with. Alright guys, so there you have it. We have gone from 5 goldfish down to 1 goldfish, and it was a very, very difficult decision to make because we have had them for almost 2 years. So it was a very, very hard decision to make, but we had to make it. Very often, you know, what you guys see is only a very, very small portion of our lives, and we just had to pare things down, like say, for personal reasons, but also just from a workload standpoint as well. So very sad, but had to be done. I am very pleased that we do still have 1 goldfish left, and I am sure that you will get to see him a lot. He is absolutely spoilt rotten now. He is out here in the kitchen and getting all these water changes and all the good food as well. So he is very, very happy, and I'm pleased that we still have the 1. Alright guys, that's it for this video. We are going to be doing some changes to our channel over the next few weeks. So we may only be doing 1 video a week for a while I figure out just how we're going to change things up and how it's going to work. Please bear with me on that. I am also going to be running a poll on the community tab, so I'd very much appreciate if you would go on over and just let me know which type of videos you want to see. I'm going to do a list. And I did do one at the beginning of the year, and I want to do it again now because we've had a lot of growth in the last 2 months, and so I just want to see if the poll comes out the same. So I'd really appreciate it if you go on over community tab on our page and just let me know what videos you want to see. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.